Hello, this is the intro section, part 1 of my series. Now, in the first third of this video, all my information comes off of Google until I tell you otherwise. So here we go with my moon series. One thing you have to realize about the 1969 supposed moon landings by NASA is that there has always been doubt in domestic and international polling. Many international polls have suggested doubt. There was a poll in 22 that polled the 18 to 24 age range in the United States, and it found that 27% of them had expressed doubts about the Apollo missions. A recent Manhattan Institute report said that 51% of young Republican men thought the 69 moon landings were faked. In international polling, a 22 poll of Tresca EU claimed that about 25% of what would equal about half of the European nations thought it was all a hoax. Average U.S. polling since about 1970 has revealed that at least 10% of the public thought it was a hoax, and in some polling it's a lot higher. In my life personally, I have met many people, professionally and in politics, and I would say about half of them thought the 69 moon landings were faked. I personally think that about 35% of this country right now, at least that, thinks that the entire Apollo project, including what went on in 69 supposedly, was all faked. So much for general polling. A 2019 YouGov poll said that almost 30% of the public 50 and under think the government faked the moon landings. That's right out of the Keenan book. In July of 70, 30% of the U.S. thought it was a hoax, according to Bill Kaysing's book. Remember, there were issues at the time with our own press and the media. Why was the issue of the Dutch press questioning it not even covered by the U.S. media? A major red flag in my view. What did reporter Pat Collins mean by her remark on July 20th that year, that day? It's about as real as anything about this whole thing is when asked if a simulation docking as seen on TV was real. A major red flag. That was on page 10 of the Bill Kaysing book. There was also no real public viewing. It was essentially a media blackout of the spaceship landing back on Earth. The mass media also never really reported the fact that many people in bars and nightclubs and clubs at the time laughed at this and thought it was all being faked. Unlimited budgets can fake anything, especially budgets of at least $30 billion. A near-perfect signal from 237,000 miles away in 1969, that's right out of the Legarda book. It's hard to believe. TV gets all messed up on Earth now. She actually is largely pro-NASA, and she thinks there are major problems with the official story. I think she believes the moon landings were real, but she even admits there's problems with the official story. The movie 2001 by Stanley Kubrick was used to promote space travel largely in the media in 1968. This sort of ties into my next section here. It kind of ties into the media. The famous conspiracy theorist Mae Brissell from the 60s and 70s focused on the time frame of suspected hoaxes in a lot of her research. For example, in 64, scientists in America doubt that the moon landings are even possible. The next year, the movie 2001 starts production with NASA advisors. It was released in LA, which is a big market, in 68. A year later, they claim the moon landings actually happened. Coincidence? I doubt it. Another major red flag for the skeptic. There was also odd behavior of the Astros at the post-moon landing conference. All three, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins, looked embarrassed, eyes looking down, and very uncomfortable. That was out of page 7 of the Keenan book. It's all over the research, folks, and all over the books if you do the research. Most of this stuff is already out there. They looked pensive, nervous, guilty, not like heroes, according to page 7 of the Legarda book. That's a major red flag, maybe one of the biggest in the supposed moon landings. It's common knowledge that Armstrong and Aldrin never really described the moon in scientific, technical terms. It's not normal for the feat. Armstrong becomes a recluse his entire life, and Buzz Aldrin, unfortunately, becomes an alcoholic and has at least one nervous breakdown. This is not the norm with celebrities at this level or astronauts, in my opinion. Armstrong also makes odd comments in '99 at the 30th year celebration of the supposed moon landings. He talks about the truth being controlled and manipulated. That's my interpretation, but that's what he basically said. It's in the Legarda book. It was also all over the news in the late 90s. He made a lot of odd comments over the years, and so did Aldrin. Why are NASA's Apollo records unreleased and not largely public info? A major red flag in this entire thing. There's a lot of NASA records, in fact, the vast majority of them, that you may never see as a citizen. Okay, thank you for your time. Thank you for your consideration. In this series, all my sources will be in the description for this video. If you're really into conspiracies and these theories, I think you would definitely love this series. I think you would definitely like it. Thank you for your time. Please make a note that my next video is going to be on the intro part 2, which is broader factoids that suggest faking, and there's a lot in there about the LM or the spaceship that does not add up. I hope to see you in the next video for this series. Thank you for your time. It's free to subscribe.